Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great Wednesday. I sure did. I'm still in Canada. We're doing a live show live from Canada here, right in Niagara Falls. Went and saw the Niagara Falls up and close today on the boat. It was awesome, guys. I posted out that video. It was really, really cool. And anyway, let's just rock and roll right through the market. It's a pretty wild market. As you can see the heat map right there, and our Mag 7 is down. So let's just go through real quick, see what's going on. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And here we go. Let's rock and roll and see what's happening here. And I'm going to go through our SPY. And I don't even know what that is. But anyway, we're going to go through our SPY big caps and them guys first. And then we'll see what's going on. Luis Rodriguez. How about that Hertz? Actually, let's look at that bad boy. It was running up today. That was a beauty right there. Nice call on that. Running up. I saw that. But I don't think it's getting through, guys. You can see them pulling back to get set up right there, and cell service is still terrible. So yeah, I have to figure that out when I get home. I gave up because it was making me insane and frustrating. So I haven't been able to look at the market when I'm not at the house, which is a pain in the butt. I do not like it, but I guess I get to enjoy Canada completely because I'm not even worrying because I can't look at anything. So anyway, I look at it when I come stop back here, make sure I look at things, see what's going on. And so, yeah, definitely stinks. And it's definitely a Verizon issue. And we're not sure. I talked to the dude, Anthony. He was actually really good and helping me out last night. So I did appreciate him. But again, their customer service is still terrible. I mean, the fact that the only reason why they probably contacted me is because I have a decent following, and I literally tagged the CEO of the company of Verizon. He probably saw that and was like, "What is this guy talking about? Someone please contact him immediately." So that's probably why I got contacted, to be honest with you. And the guy was great. I'm not going to lie, but again, I called. I was wasted 45 minutes. The original people should have been able to tell me what this dude told me last night. So, and anyway, we figured out why it didn't connect. It was messing up, and then I think it just wasn't working right. I uploaded it while I was here, and it's just a bunch of different issues. But whatever, I'm not going to stress about it at this point. And my wife's phone works, so I just use that. But yeah, so no problem. Doge Mama 9, thanks for hanging out. And rainy and cold in New Jersey right there, huh, Luis Rodriguez? I did see it was rainy with that hurricane. And they should like shut down all the beaches. You can't even get, not the beaches, but the oceans there. You can't really go swimming in any of the oceans because the rip currents are just absolutely insane. And I don't think they feel like rescuing a million people out there. So they told everyone to stay out of the oceans on the Jersey Shore. I know that, and all the Jersey beaches along there. So they must be pretty serious because they generally don't close them. They tell you can go swim at your own risk. We might not come out until we find you, but hey, that's how it works sometimes, at your own risk. But yeah, they told people you can't even go in. So they must be ripping out there. I'm surprised. And again, a lot of surfers will hit that up. And you know, surfers, they can handle their own in there, and you don't hear many surfers drowning. Very rarely. They're really good at what they do. Generally, they've been out there a lot and they know how to handle situations. So it must be serious if they're telling people, because I guess they're more afraid of that because people will go out there. But anyway, that's Hertz right here. Let's go through our SPY Mag 7 big caps. And California is in a heat wave right now. How about that? And that's interesting. Doge Mama 9. And how our waits are common with customer service. Then they answer the phone with someone with zero experience. You're not kidding, Chris. I mean, it's absolutely insane. And maybe AI would be better, because I feel like AI could easily like figure these things out and tell you what the problem is way faster than talking to a customer service agent that has zero idea what's going on. But anyway, that's my phone situation. So let's get through the market and see what that is up to. And again, our SPY was down today. It was down like what, $6 at some point, 632, and it opened at 639. So it was down quite a bit and then bounced back up. It still doesn't look bad. It's pulling back. We knew it would, obviously, and it's not looking too bad right there. So let's roll through, see what we have to look at, and then we'll just keep on cruising, see what you guys want to look at. Luis Rodriguez threw up in the list. I'm not sure if Laptop Travel is even around, but if he posts up his, we'll go through whatever. So there you go. Here we are, and let's roll. SPY looks like that. And here comes Apple. We'll do our Mag 7. Apple was way down, pulling back there. And again, they're probably going to be rolling off this MACD. They have too much support down here, and they're still getting set up. And you can see the trend line will stay bullish, so they're perfectly fine at the moment. And I don't think you're going to see that correction anyway. And there I keep hitting the number 4. Amazon right there down 420. And that's coming back to the support line and can easily bounce back. So we could even see some bounce back happening at the end of this week to keep them where they need them to be. And obviously, we're all waiting for the Jackson Hole and the Fed Powell to speak Friday. I didn't even see what were the Fed minutes today. I didn't even look. I'm telling you, I'm like out of it without my phone service. It sucks, but I have to go through. We'll look at that, or just let me know what happened with the Fed minutes, because I didn't even look, to be honest. And here we go. Google pulling back, hitting the support line right there. It is pulling back under the MACD, but could pull itself right up there. Let's take a better look at it and see what it wants to do right there. And yeah, it's hitting. It could easily pull its way back up. And even if it pulls back down a little bit, you have a bunch of support and it will run back up. So this week, next week could just be running around a little bit. And yeah, Viking right there. People were buying that dip. We'll look at that real quick in a minute. But here is Meta right here. And that one was pulling back. But again, these things are so set up that they should have no problem. We're cruising. And here is Microsoft. And that was pulling back finally, like we thought it was. We should all shorted it at the top when we knew it was up there. But anyway, that's Microsoft. Sometimes you don't go through and do exactly what you know it's going to do for some odd reason, but we'll start doing that for sure. And the video right here, let's look at it, because they were all down today, and it wasn't down too much. It actually dipped down pretty well and then bounced back up. It was down to 168. And again, just kind of stair-stepping down, but not looking terrible. Look at all the room they're making on the chart, guys, to set up and get cruising. So I think they're still in good shape. And here is Tesla. And let's take a look at TSLA, and another one just pulling back, looking good to set up and get cruising even up in the after hours right there. And let's take a look at Tesla. And yeah, that is not looking bad to roll off right there for tomorrow. So again, just one of them weeks. We'll see if next week's going to be the same way as it wraps up. We're going to be running into Labor Day next weekend. It's crazy. Not this weekend, but the weekend after. So the summer is coming to an end relatively quick. And here is AMC, and it's down. And I'm telling you, this one's getting set up. So we just have a little bit of time right here for the setups, and then they're going to be popping off. You can already see it. GameStop wants to do it. Chewy's already been running up. It's pulling back a hair, but it will pull back a little bit more, but it still looks perfect right there. And Unity's been running up, and that is pulling back. And Netflix right here is another one, just a little easy pullback. Look at it on these support lines, guys. And this one's crawling up. Netflix looks really good right there. I do like that one. NFLX for Netflix. And keep an eye on that one. AVGO right here is down $3, and another semiconductor. They're pulling back nicely, just like we expected. And again, we'll catch the bottoms on these. It's a perfect timing to be on vacations and stuff, because the market's just pulling back perfectly for us, just like MU, to get set up in a couple weeks. And it's going to be a beauty, and we're going to crush this market going into the end of the year. I know that. TSM, look at that beautiful pullback right there. And this is why I was telling people to be nice and patient before, because this was going to happen. The market was just ripping. And again, we're not going to see a correction here. We're just seeing some healthy pullback. It is pretty healthy, and it needed to happen anyway. We were all over it. SMCI down here at the bottom. Wait till these curl up the next time and run. It's going to put them in a situation where you're going to be in that bubble, and then it's just going to be nonstop pullback, run up, nonstop run up and pull back and running up. And that's what you're going to see for a while. And that's what you saw in 99 when that bubble was running with the .com. And this thing, I'm telling you guys, I mean, just look at the bullishness, unless they just fall apart, which I just don't see happening here. I mean, usually when you see them getting up here, and we're kind of getting worried at some points, and then just said, hey, they're ripping way too well and they look too well to pull back and have any kind of correction. And that's how you know they're just going to keep ripping. And QCOM right here, a little bit of pullback. And when they set up the run next leg up, guys, it's going to be a run. And Snowflake right here just hanging out. So we have a little bit of time to pick out the bottoms and see what you want to get. And PayPal's getting set up, and we know that when the 20 is going to grab that and take it up for a ride. Intel right here has been running up, a little pullback today, and obviously that's going to bounce back up too, just because they have the government talk and it is going to look good. Dell is pulling back, and that's going to bottom out down here, has good support hitting the 50, and we'll let that bounce up. So I do believe we have this beautiful pullback that we were looking at, and now it's happening finally, and we can kind of pick out what we want. And what I tell you guys about IBM right there, and there you go. It's moving up and looking good, so you might want to keep an eye on that one. And Palantir right here, wasn't that pulling back some more? I thought so. And that looks like it bottomed out though, guys. So Palantir off the 50 is not looking bad right there, I must say. And let's look at his buddy Sophie. Not that they're friends, but I just put them next to each other. And Palantir and Sophie has that same exact look. And that's not looking bad. It could pull back a little bit more to the 50 down there, and then it'll be getting set up to run for SOFI. And let's look at our Mara and Riot and all them guys. Mara, they're getting set up as well. And crypto wasn't looking too bad. Here's your Riot right here, and that's actually running up. And again, CleanSpark and Mara have a similar look right there, and it's not bad. CleanSpark getting set up as well, but Riot was running up or getting set up. And look at MicroStrategy bouncing back up there. And again, maybe just kind of pulling back a little bit as we're right there. Let's just look at crypto because it is green. Bitcoin's at 114 right here. And again, that healthy pullback was nothing, guys. And look at the room it made on the chart, even for Ethereum. It took like a couple days of pullback, and here we go, ripping back up. Solana had that same look today. So they're looking pretty good, and Ripple as well. So they want to leg up here, and crypto looking really good. Doge even curling up. Cardano was curling up. XLM, good old Stellar right there, not looking bad. Chainlink was looking really good. We pointed that out the other day, and it's back in the 26s. SUI right here trying to run back up. And, of course, Optimism is getting optimistic, curling up. So these things looking much better. And, of course, they're going to bounce around. But them bottoms are probably in as well right there yesterday, and they're going to work their way back up in crypto world. So there you go with that. And let's keep on cruising through and look at Robinhood right here. HOOD. Let me see what happened. There we go, HOD, and that one pulled back nicely. So I love this pullback right here. It is beautiful, guys. And here's Coinbase, and this one's getting set up. So just be patient for like a week or two, and it's going to be a beauty. Here's Bull right here, a good pullback. And SPCE at the same time is kind of cruising along, getting set up. This one's going to be a nice one. You see that 20 coming to grab it. It's going to suck it up like a magnet right there. It's going to be a beauty for SPCE. Space Virgin Galactic has something going on, and Boeing always has something going on. That's getting set up. DJT, that's just a little bit of pullback right there. And, of course, Fun probably pulling back the same as DJT. McDonald's wasn't looking bad, and it was popping up today. There you go with MCD. And let's look at Disney, and that is not looking bad either, trying to get through. So I'd keep an eye on Disney. Looks like it wants to run back up there, Luis Rodriguez. So keep your eye on that to go back up. And, of course, our Oxy and our Gush and stuff. Look at that look on Oxy, guys. That thing looks insane. And ExxonMobil was up, and I told you guys these things are setting up right here, oil and gas. And look at Gush, RBNE. That one was trying to run up a little bit earlier, I thought. Wasn't it up? Oh, yeah, it was opened, and it was up to 189. It's just bouncing around and getting set up, guys. So this one's going to be cruising. TMDE has been looking pretty good lately as well. And again, they had that initial setup and pull back. They are going to run up. That oil and gas sector is looking pretty wild right there. And there you go with them, guys. And let's take a look and see what Nike was doing. Today, that was pulling back, and Nike looks like it could pull back a little bit more. And, of course, DXYZ Destiny Tech 100 is kind of pulling back, and it's just getting set up, has a few weeks. And that's what our Mag 7 SPY, big caps, and them guys look like. I'll hit the Jolie's Jams real quick. And Agrify right here, what did that do? I don't even think I looked at it today. Let's see what it's doing. It was up right there in Agrify. It's been setting up, and it looks like it's going to roll off. That actually looks good to continue its way up. Blink right here has been setting up. You're going to have a little bit of pullback, but nothing crazy as it sets up. And here is your Sezzle. And that is, I mean, that one's going to be a great one. I had that huge run up. We're in the 88s right now. Let that get set up as well. A little bit of bounce off right here, a couple setups, and it'll be perfect. So we'll find that bottom. And how about Sterling right there? And that is pulling back. That could be bottoming out. It could come back down to that 50 area right there at about 250 and then get bounced up. But that doesn't look like a bad look right there today. So I'll look at that tomorrow, Sterling. And how about Rivian? Because that's been down there. But this is also getting set up, guys. So like I've been saying, this market's getting set up. So just give it a little bit, a couple weeks here. And Symbotic, some good pullback. That could actually dip down a little bit more right there. So there you go with our big caps, Mag 7 and SPY, and even our Jolie's Jams. And let me just see, what the heck was that? And let's just see what's going on real quick with our news stories. Tech stocks in focus as NASDAQ bounces from lows. Fed Governor Cook responds after Trump says she must resign. And the stock futures are flat after a 4-day losing streak for S&P. And Fed officials see inflation just around the corner and think consumers will bear the burden, Mint show. And NASDAQ, S&P 500 and lower as investors sell tech, buy less pricey sectors. So there you go. And let's look at our small caps right here. What is it? IWB. There you go. Well, it's not even that one, but that's the 1000. IWM is what I was thinking. And that's this one, the 2000. That's what I wanted to look at. And that bad boy is getting set up. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as the small caps, the big caps pull back. The small caps like to run. Let's take a look and see what's going on over here and what's happening. THAR, look at that bad boy running up there. I don't even think we were looking at it, but Open Door was pulling back, and there's your XOXS, and that's the Bear Semiconductor running up. But again, I think it'll get switched back around relatively soon. Give it a couple weeks, and let's see what else is running up there. MBY, there's your Soxel right there pulling back. That ADD is still getting set up there. Ran up yesterday. And let's see what else is happening here. Tesla right there, the SPXS right there. And let's see. I would say not a whole lot. And again, I think we're kind of waiting for Powell to speak on. Isn't he speaking on Friday as well? So they have the minutes today. He speaks on Friday, and then we'll see what's happening. I'll run through a couple other ones, and then we'll see what you guys want to look at. And then I'm going to hop off early and go enjoy out in Canada again this evening. So let me see what's happening over here on a couple of these. Let's look at these penny ones. Let's see if they're trying to actually set up right here, ORIS. And it is looking pretty good right there. I know Raya is coming close to it. So this one, look at the 20 coming down, and this one's getting set up as well. So they are going extremely slow, but I do think they are setting up there. GIBO reverse split right here. I didn't even know they were splitting, to be honest with you. I haven't been paying attention, but didn't even know they announced it. I don't remember we were looking at it, but obviously, we're definitely looking at it today because they just popped in reverse split there, 1 for 200. So keep your eye on that. We'll be watching it for sure after the reverse split. I'm just going to write down reverse split over here. I've been just kind of using the same note each night here all week in Canada, and we've just been running around and pretty busy, so I haven't even had a lot of time to do everything. And but yeah, we still do the shows even if I can't post out a note. Anyway, QH, this little China one isn't looking bad and wants to set up. So there you go with that one. And let's see what else is on here. And GWAV getting walked into a reverse split effective Friday 22nd at 5 p.m. That thing will sell off. And so let's look at that GWAV. Chris Abate and Greenwave Technology. Yeah, I remember this one, that waste management one. And they're going to reverse split. I don't doubt that right there. There you go. The stock split to regain the NASDAQ compliance. They just announced that today. So there you are. Thank you, Chris, for that info. And let's just keep on rolling through and see what else is going on here. Opendoor did pull back pretty well, and I do think you're going to see some more pullback coming down to the MACD and then pop up QMCO. And again, computer hardware, semiconductor ones, they're kind of pulling back at the moment, as you can see. So we keep an eye on them, just like the rest of the market, honestly. They're just getting set up here, and they're going to run LMT, Lockheed Martin. How about that one running up some more? Keep an eye on it tomorrow because it looks pretty good. And how about UNH? Oh, let me see. UNH right there dipping down, but another one just going to pull back and get set back up and run even higher. So you can keep your eye on that. OSCR, good old Oscar was pulling back here, and another one going to get set up. So nothing crazy that we weren't expecting, and we were just kind of trying to time it out right. And here's your GRYP. And like I had said before, give this one a few weeks to get set up right there. Pew is up at one point this morning. I remember seeing it up there. Was that yesterday? But another one just kind of bouncing around. So you can kind of just give these like a week or two just to get the dust to settle and see what's going on here. But they will be getting set up right there. And let's see what that PSQH was up to today. And that took a nice dip after it was running up, and then some pullback right there. How about Uber? Let's look at Uber 4. How about that? And Uber was pulling back, but wasn't looking too bad. What's that? Moderna right there, mRNA, pulling back, and CRC. Hold on. That's what it is. CNC. That's what I wanted to look at. This one don't look bad. What is this? Oil and gas, California Resources. And that's going to get set up. Watch for a little pullback. But CNC is a healthcare one, and this thing is still rolling up there, and you can see it wants to run up a little bit higher. So keep an eye on that. How about Lulu right here running up a little bit today and still trying to set up? So we do like that. And our crypto treasury ones, they were running up. UPXI was looking really good right there, so keep an eye on it. SBET was up, and BMNR right here. Let's see what that's doing. And that's also, that's a beautiful setup, guys. So another one has about a week, and it'll be great. Mobileye right there trying to set up. That's going to run, and that is looking pretty good, as a matter of fact. And let's see, SAGT, we were looking at that, and that's trying to set up. SagTech and Hertz, we were looking at. That looked good at the beginning. Adobe with a nice pullback there. Cigna, that was still running up there and looking good. So Cigna was a bomb right there. That was a blast. And there you go with them guys. So let's see what else is happening here. I don't even know what I just put in. Holy cow. SPY. I was just going back to the SPY. And yeah, it's just sitting right on that 20. So tomorrow is just probably going to be a flat day. What is it? Thursday, and then Friday, Powell speaks at Jackson Hole. So that should be interesting. And they still are, what are they saying about think that the inflation's just around the corner and think consumer? I mean, talk about craziness, guys. And where was this mentioned right before the election when inflation was cooking, guys? Again, there's no argument here. And it's a political game, and it's nonsense. Get rid of Powell. Powell should just step down at this point. He's worthless, I'll be honest with you. And you guys know, we call everything. I've said it 4 or 5 months ago. This guy's just playing games at this point. And yeah, you know who's screwing. And what did he say? The consumers will bear the burden. No, we're getting screwed right now because you're a douchebag. That's what's happening, dude. So clearly you don't really obviously know. You might be the Fed chairman. I don't know how, because you clearly don't have a goddamn clue what you're talking about. Because again, what don't I point out that actually happens? And especially when it comes to looking at charts and looking at the stocks and telling you what's going to happen. This guy has no clue what he's talking about. And it drives me insane. And I don't know how he's even fit to be in the position he's in and be saying these kind of things, because again, he's hurting the American people. And he's sitting here saying That's a political sentence right there. And think that consumers will bear the burden of the inflation. Fed officials see inflation just around the corner. He's been saying this for how many months, guys, and thinks consumers will bear the burden. We're already bearing everything because this moron won't drop the rates and the market's ripping the all-time highs. The guy is an idiot. I'm telling you right now, he's a moron. And there's nothing else to say about it. It's as simple as that. If you don't think that's a political game, this guy, please have me on and have him on and ask me any question you want. I'll bury him, because there's no argument at this point for this guy to be walking around in public making these kind of statements and destroying and killing us, guys. He's literally killing us. So I don't know what he even thinks is going on, but the guy's out of his mind. And here we go, Luis Rodriguez. Hertz way up. Well, not way up. It was way up this morning. Pulled back there, but looking pretty good. I would say getting set up again. I don't know if it's getting through the 20, but it will be a good one to track. That's for sure. CoreWeave right here still dipping down, and you're going to see it pull back a little bit more right there, and that will get set up. So we'll keep our eye on that. And how about SOLZ? And that is a Solana ETF. I know that. And that was pulling up. And again, Solana's looking good. A lot of crypto is getting ready. And then pullbacks, guys, like Eric Trump said, buy the dips, because guess what? It's going to pop back up. And we already know it. This FI looks really good, Luis Rodriguez. You mentioned this last night, didn't you? And this thing looks really good right there. I would have to say you might want to keep an eye on FI right there. Netflix looking good, FI looking good, couple other ones. But like I said, the market needs to set up. We'll pick out the poppers that want to run. They may not be all 100%ers until the small cap, penny stocks start really moving again. They're kind of just in a lull. There are a few. And again, I don't have the best service, so I can't exactly monitor things as well as I'd like to. But so, yeah, I'm kind of taking this week, obviously, and just saying, hey, whatever, it's all jacked up regardless, so it doesn't matter. But we'll get right back into it next week, you know that, and be full time, getting crazy and getting prepared to hit this end of the year, because it's going to be a crazy few months. I promise you that, and that's all we really care about. So this week, next week, probably won't even matter, guys. So just don't force any trades, do anything stupid, and you'll be perfectly fine. Keep your cash on hand. If you think that a trade doesn't look good, just don't bother with it. Again, it's all about quality, not quantity. So you don't have to even trade. You don't even have to make a trade every week. If you can do consistent wins all the time and really beat them, and you're hitting like 40, 20, 40, 50%ers, you can make one trade a week or in 2 weeks and be good, depending on your positioning on it. But again, if you're hitting them and winning, you're doing well, and you don't have to force anything. And that's the point right now. You don't want to force anything as they're setting up, because look at SBET right here. You have this beautiful setup happening, but it's just not ready at the moment. Give it a week or two. Maybe at the end of the week, we'll look at it, obviously, tomorrow and Friday, but it's just not ready yet. And then that Humana has been running up there. That was a good call, Luis Rodriguez. And Cigna has been running up. We looked at that. And REGN, we were on that one before, and I saw that blast off today. And another one that's looking really good right there for REGN. Could be a nice momentum play, as a matter of fact. And Lockheed Martin was up today. We have like that one. We've been on that. And that's up 490. Looks like it should continue its way up. And IREN right here is cruising back up. Looks like it's going to roll off. Not looking bad. We just looked at that BMNR. And again, look at that setup, guys. You definitely have a few days, and it will get popping right there. And that THAR was popping big, and that was over 200%. So, yeah, it wasn't a whole lot of them running up, but this THAR just bounced. I don't know. What was the news there today? Reports, Pharma, I can't even read that word. I don't even know what it says. Simulation results for TH104 as something. I can't even read on this computer. The screen, I even have a second monitor. I can't even see. Against respiratory depression from fentanyl. And, well, that'll be pretty big. Ultra potent opioids. Can't even talk. But that will be a huge one right there. I could see that running for over 200%. And may even keep that momentum tomorrow, because it looks like it. So keep an eye on THAR for tomorrow morning, guys, because that is not looking bad. And let's see what else you guys want to look at real quick. on this Wednesday evening, let me cruise through. So that was our Luis Rodriguez list right there. And Doge Mama 9 hanging out, and Krista Bates hanging out. Viking, yeah, I meant to look at that. I totally forgot. VKTX. And let's look at that bad boy because it was running back up. Remember, I said it would probably bounce up a little yesterday, and there you go. So I knew that was going to have a nice little bounce. It's not ready to bounce completely, but you could just tell it was bottoming right there, and it was going to hold itself. And that's your bottom look right there. So that is a good one. Luis Rodriguez, they were buying. The Fed's divided on policy and inflation as per minute. Yeah, when do you ever see the Fed actually divided on anything, guys, like that? So you know something a little fishy's going up, and it's literally politically motivated, and half of them know exactly what's going on, and the other half are just politically motivated. So it's really cut clear right there, guys. You don't usually see the Fed divided like that. It's usually pretty clear cut, and it's completely divided. It's been divided for like 2 months, and everybody's questioning everything going on. So it's bizarre. China tickers are getting almost too dangerous to hold more than a few hours. They can drop. Oh yeah, they can always drop and have 9 and reverse. That's always been the case, Chris. And I remember at the beginning of the shows when we first started, I used to say, one China stock, you don't have to get crazy. They're like lottery plays. They can go crazy running, but they could also go right back down. They can reverse split, and you're done. You basically gave a donation to that company right there in China. Is how that works. And Luis Rodriguez said he's in love with the new Model Y. I have to check that out. I don't even know if I saw him. And MXC and PED for some oil plays. Krista Bate, let's look at them. I know we were looking at them the other day. MXC. I couldn't think of it. One of my favorite shows. I can't even think of the name of it. But here's Mexico Energy right here. And let's see. I'll look at that tomorrow, see if that wants to set up right there, MXC. Hold on. Let me take a look right there. Yeah, we'll look at that tomorrow. See, it'll set up. It's just not exactly ready yet. And PED is that Pedco or whatever. I know Michael Anthony liked this one. And this one is setting up pretty nice right now. Might not cross through just at the moment, but that is getting set up in the next week or two. And again, they're moving kind of slow, so they're hard to time out exactly. Too many meme tech tickers with 5 to 15 book values loaded with debt and trading at hundreds of dollars. It's going to be a mess when they crash back to earth. GWAV, we talked about that. That was a reverse split today. Let me see. I got to get the cursor down. I'm telling you, I have the worst time. There we go. And there's Laptop Travel, and he's traveling on a flight to LHR. Where the heck is that? I don't even know what. What's LHR? I'm not sure. Who knows where he will be? And he said he'll catch the replay. He's working on his overnight list. So read his Trump NVIDIA AMD article, and I will certainly read that. Laptop Travel. So thanks for chiming in, and have safe travels as always. And I'm telling you, that is why he is Laptop Travel. But yeah, his newsletter's awesome, and I'll definitely be checking that article out. And give me something to read probably later on this evening when I get back and sitting here hanging out, because I won't be able to read it anywhere else. That's for sure. Anyway, and his nickname is fitting. Too late, pal. You're not. That's a great nickname. And safe travels, laptop Travel. So yeah, there you go. And not a whole lot going on this evening. Like I said, it's just one of them weeks where we almost knew it was a good vacation week, guys. So somehow got lucky and got to pick a good week where not much is happening, and all eyes are going to be on Friday, the Fed. And obviously the minutes came out today. They're all over the place, guys. And again, pal, it doesn't make sense. I'm telling you right now, looking at the charts, knowing what goes on, how it operates, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever why these rates have been this high this long. And he was cutting them before elections, and now he's talking about the fact that the consumer is going to be taking the brunt of all these tariffs and stuff and inflation. He must be out of his mind. So I have no idea what he's looking at, talking about, or doing. And that's I think some of his co-workers are seeing the same exact thing that actually work in the Fed, because it's ridiculous at this point to even say some of that stuff that he's saying. It's just literally it's politically motivated, of course. Anyway, let me see what's going on over on X. Let me see if it pops up here. Here we go. And let me take a look. McDonald's, what are they doing? making its combo meals to convince customers it's affordable again. So that's interesting. McDonald's has been looking good. And when Putin, oh yeah, Joe Exotic right there. Oh, that's great. He posted it. I like that. I'm reposting that one right now. That's for sure. He posted it says, when Putin's sporting a free Joe Exotic shirt, you know this has to happen, right? And he has like Putin and Trump stand next to each other with Putin with a free Joe Exotic shirt. Oh, that's great. And Joe Exotic, I don't know who the heck makes all of his pictures and his stuff. He's really good with it. If it's him in prison, I mean, yeah, definitely has time in there. That's for sure. But yeah, I have no idea if people make it for him and send stuff to him. I have no clue. But I'm that's a question I have to ask honestly. And yeah, just fascinating. Again, I talk about the Joe Exotic story. So of course, check it out. If you didn't listen to that second interview, I keep telling you guys, you have to listen to it. It's absolutely insane. So it is wild. And Cadence, how are you? And we're just kind of wrapping up. We literally went through like the entire thing this evening that fast. Not a whole lot going on, obviously. And we're waiting for the Fed to speak and more or less just talking about Powell being an idiot tonight. So that is pretty much the gist of tonight's show. And I'm telling you, the guy has no idea. I don't know how he's in the position he's in. Who appointed that guy? Did Trump appoint him? I forget, to be honest. Who appointed him? I have to go back and look. I don't even remember. But anyway, there you go. That's that. And we'll see what happens, what he says on Friday. But it's never positive. Like we're trying to really get the country back and moving in the right direction. He's just slaughtering everybody. Anyway, so yeah, just catch the replay, Cadence. And again, we ripped right through it. Crypto looking good to run back up. Everything's just setting up. You have a week or two of time to enjoy the summer. And I'm telling you guys, this thing's going to get wild. I'm definitely going to be a 4 a.m. warrior with laptop travel and crew. And I'm telling you right now, if you work a normal job, it may pay to try to start moving your schedule around so that you can attend that 4 a.m. And because it's wild for like a half hour. It's not like you got to do a whole day's worth of work. And laptop travel's catching 100%ers plus almost every single morning. Right now is that low. And again, that's why you got to just figure out how to factor it in and put it into your schedule. I think a lot of people, my wife and I were just saying like, holy cow, Trump did appoint Powell. I thought so, Luis Rodriguez, and Trump appointed Powell. How funny is that? And I thought he did. That's why I was saying it, but I couldn't exactly remember. But yeah, how funny is that Trump appointed Powell and he's a disaster for Trump? So interesting right there. And that's for sure, because it's not even like the guy almost at this point, you're like, who could appoint this moron? And it's like Trump appointed him. So it's laughable, to be honest with you, if you look at it. It's a Google image search of Rothschild's mansion if you want to feel poor. Nothing more profitable than lending money to governments. Eventually, they own it all with everyone in their pocket. You're not kidding, Chris. They are extremely wealthy people right there, the Rothschild. And yeah, it's just the money stays with the money. You know that. And there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a pretty fun, easy live show from Canada, Niagara Falls. And if you didn't see, I posted a video. We took the boat ride up into the falls today. That was incredible, guys. That was really, really cool. And you definitely get wet. I mean, they give you a poncho, but it's pretty wet in there. And yeah, it was awesome though. So yeah, Canada's been a lot of fun. Did some barbecuing tonight. We grilled out. I had some steaks on the grill. And I'm telling you what, guys, if you come to Canada and then go to America, the food difference is like night and day. If you look at the ingredients, guys, just check them out. I mean, obviously you can't check them out in Canada, but if you're ever here, the number one thing in all of our products is corn syrup, of course, and Pepsi, everything. And around in Canada, you don't see corn syrup in the ingredient list. That's the main difference, to be honest with you. And like I say, that corn syrup is bad for you. So yeah, the Pepsi around here in Canada does not even have corn syrup. It tastes like Pepsi from back in the day, guys. It's crazy. And it's like, hey, how does Pepsi make the Pepsi here with no corn syrup, and yet they can make it with corn syrup and serve it to Americans? It doesn't make any sense to anybody. I have no idea what the hell's going on. These are American companies just poisoning Americans, and in the rest of the world's like, hell no, we don't want your poison. And you would think that the companies would be like, you know what, the rest of the world doesn't want this shit. Should we be serving it to the Americans? But they're like, we can make more profit, so let's go ahead and do it, guys. It's crazy. It's just remember that's what goes on in this world. So no one really has your best interest, that's for sure, except for yourself. And like I said, you should definitely be looking into eating healthy and cutting out all that corn syrup. I totally did, and I feel way better. I know that. And since Starboard bought 8.5 shares of PFE last Thursday, and been getting upgrades on the news, and yeah, he's a remnant. Pal's a remnant of Trump's 2016 term. So the learning curve here is, you're not kidding. And they're making us fat so we spend more on healthcare. Luis Rodriguez, I would say you're 100% right on that. And there's more sugar in our food than what they say, and it's bioengineered BS. You're 100% too, Chris. I'm telling you. And then once the FDA, they banned like an ingredient because they realize it gives you cancer and it's like really bad. These companies they're already in the process of making 3 chemical products to substitute for that one that the FDA has never looked at. That's even 10 times worse than the one that they just banned. But then nobody's looking at it, and they don't look at it for a couple of years, so this company can get away with it. It's wild what goes on, guys. I'm telling you, just look at the ingredient list on our food in America. It's bizarre. I'm sure you can Google. I'll bring home and I'll take a picture of the two. I took a picture of the Pepsi label here, and we have cans of Pepsi from the United States with us. And I'm telling you, the first thing you look at, it's like corn syrup, boom. And they don't even have it in Canada. You could taste the difference immediately, guys. I mean, immediately. The chicken tastes better. The beef was better. And I buy our stuff at like the Amish markets and stuff and butchers. So I don't even buy like the grocery store meats because we think it's kind of gross, especially their chicken for the most part. And you can just taste the chemicals in it. It's bizarre. And I don't know how these companies are allowed to get away with it. And I'm so glad RFK is in there. He can't change this food system fast enough. I'm telling you, my wife is like, I don't want to go back home and eat our food anymore. I'm like, you're not kidding. It's crazy. Like, it's the most bizarre thing, guys. So yeah, if you've never left and I'm literally we figured out I'm less than 4 miles over the border. I'm like literally I could hit Niagara Falls with a stone. I mean, I'm that close where I'm staying. So I didn't go very far. And to have that kind of a difference in your food quality is just like, it's bizarre. It's really, really eye-opening. Same with Coca-Cola and other parts of the world. Yeah, they have to use the pure sugar cane. That's why you buy, and I've talked about it, you buy the Mexican ones. You go to the La Tiendas and you go and buy the Mexican Coke. It's in a glass bottle. It actually tastes so good. It's like, holy cow, this is what it's supposed to. You taste ours, you just have to keep drinking it. It's because you get so thirsty, and it's just got so much corn syrup, guys. It's crazy. So thanks to Trump for getting pure cane sugar again. Yeah, I thought Coca-Cola was supposed to switch over. I guess they don't have to do that or whatever. And a lot of our meat comes from Brazil. It certainly does. In Africa, it's frozen in reefer containers for months before it gets here. You are freezer containers, obviously. I wish they were reefer containers, but they are freezer. I know it was a typo. And but yeah, I agree 100%, Chris. And yeah, I think Brazil is a very big supplier of our meats, and Canada doesn't even want our meats, and I don't blame them. And just speaking about that, guys, I mentioned it the other day. We'll look at it real quick and then we'll end the show. But I don't know what's going on. Someone should look into it, but something's happening here with our cattle. I'm telling you right now, I don't know what the hell is going to happen, but these things are getting topped out. You can see them shooting up, and then these things are going to come crashing down. I have no idea why, but getting into these top areas and running up just like crazy. But yeah, I don't know how much it can sustain up here, to be honest with you. So something going on with cattle, and clearly we'll see them prices being affected pretty soon. So our meat's about to go up anytime you see a chart look like that. That's for sure. And Coca-Cola is supposed to bring back the pure cane sugar in our American products. And if you own 10,000 shares of Pfizer, and you get $4.30. Oh, 4,000 $300 each quarter. So that would be 10,000 shares of Pfizer. And PFE, that's at like $30, right? 25 right now. So there you go, guys. Way to put your money in and get your dividends right there. And they do pay out them dividends 43 cents. You're absolutely right there with your math, Michael Anthony. You're on point. So there you go with that. And again, quick live show, live from Canada, Niagara Falls. And I will be back on at 7 a.m. for our pre-market show. You know that. We'll check out the market, see what's going on tomorrow morning. Thank you, everybody, for APP. What's AppLovin doing tonight? 34. That's from X. I'm not even sure, but you want to see AppLovin right here. APP. Let's look at it and see. Actually, that looks like it could be bottoming. That's a really interesting look, to be honest with you, APP. Good old AppLovin. I'd say what they're 34. That doesn't look too bad, I must say. AppLovin, check that out tomorrow for that to pull back up and try to roll off. I will definitely look at it in the morning right there. And let me jot APP down as well. So there you go. I do like that. And there you go. I like our live market show live market show in Canada here. So having fun in the old Canadian side of Niagara Falls. And we did the Ripley thing today, and that was really cool. So all kinds of cool stuff. I'm telling you, the Clifton Hill Street, that's where we're going to head back to tonight and go walk around. It's really cool. Closure to U.S.-Mexican border to cattle imports has further constrained an already tight cattle supply. Louis Rodriguez, is that what's going on? I'll just put that up there. The closure of the U.S.-Mexico border to cattle imports. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, something's not right on that cattle. I can just tell by looking at the charts, and you can't be done yet. And that the market should be down until Friday. The tech should be dropping more. I agree, Michael Anthony. We actually went through everything already real quick. So check out the replay real quick. And I do think we do see a little more pullback for a week or so. So we'll find these bottoms and run them up. You know, the market will run up. And you know we will time it perfectly. So I'm going to enjoy Canada for another couple days here. And when I get back, we'll destroy the market together. And like I said, I'll be back to looking at the market full time because I just can't do it because my phone doesn't want to work. And anyway, there you go. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. And like I said, another live show from Canada. We'll have another pre-market live show from Canada tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So I will see you guys in the morning. Enjoy your evening Wednesday night here. And like I said, go out and enjoy the summer. It's almost over, and it'll be fall and winter before you know it. So I'll enjoy the day in beautiful Canada tomorrow. As a matter of fact, we're doing the caves tomorrow, guys, and that looks really cool. So I'm excited to go do that. Nova Scotia's dope. I'll go check that out. I'll put that on the list there. Chris Abate, I have heard good things about Nova Scotia for sure. And so, yeah, I'm enjoying myself over here, having a good time in Canada, I must say. So there you go, everybody. Again, thanks again. Catch you guys in the morning. So everybody have a good night, and I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.